Hello, my beautiful Aries, all you cross watchers, Aries moons, Aries, if you're just as an Aries sun and you're interested in this, but this is an Aries moon. I thank you all, my spirit guides, your spirit guides, the energy of the universe, the cosmos, for joining us here today for this Aries cold moon reading. So this is a special reading that is going to be focused on the moon energy of each individual sign, followed up by your sun sign. So it's going to be clarified by a sun sign card. Just a little bit, I want to start with the channeled messages and kind of go into what this full moon is. So this is known as the cold moon during this time of the year. It was given that name by the Mohawks, and it's just kind of stuck. There are numerous, there's about 8 to 10 different names depending on what region you're from. This is the one I'm using. Now, because it is a full moon in Gemini, it is also known as a storyteller's moon. So if you were born under the full moon in Gemini, this would be your moon. The tale about that, the storyteller contains within herself all the lies of the evil twins and all their imagination as well. So during this time, beware of creating realities in the absence of facts. These realities can be derived from your feelings and a need for a sense of control over these feelings, or even the outcomes of your surroundings. So control and false narratives, I would say, be wary of. It's important at the time of this during the storyteller moon to balance out the lesser urges that kind of low vibrational energy can create, and instead create a truly representative story of what you're going through to communicate now as well. So I'll get into why communication is an important role when I talk about Mercury. So again, let go of the need to control the narratives of others, your surroundings, whether it's from your past or your present or even the future, and that trap of kind of being the ultimate voice, like the one that has the last word has to have the last word. These overall energies represent the overall energies of a Gemini full moon. Now, like I said earlier, if you actually were born under the full moon in Gemini, these challenges are going to be specifically more difficult for you. And then it would proceed to any Gemini moon, and then it would proceed to any air moon, and it'll become less of a critical issue as you move to the opposite, so the squared portion of the Gemini sun and the air signs. So firstly, Gemini itself is ruled by Mercury, so this is why communication is a big part of the moon. Knowing also where Mercury is in your chart will help you to solve any communication issues that you may have. And it also may talk to your style of communication as well. So you might be noticing like, oh, that's why I say those kind of things, and that's why I communicate that way. Now, because remaining true to your nature is the best way to avoid misunderstandings and miscommunications and intentions during this Gemini full moon, I recommend definitely looking into that now. Especially if you have a presentation coming up, or if you have to have a really important conversation with someone that you've been putting off, or if you are pitching something, or if you're going for a job interview, definitely. Okay, now, if your Mercury house, so this is important, if your Mercury house squares any of the attributes to your moon at this time, be cautious of being overly cynical and negative about things. You may have a propensity to start unnecessary arguments. So in general, for everyone, regardless of where you're squared Mercury, this is a good time to return to breathing practices, meditation practices, brushing things off, washing things off, like, just, kind of picture yourself like taking cleaning yourself in a shower and the energy's away. But okay, so now Mercury is also known as the messenger god with wings on his feet. So he's a messenger of the senses, which at this time you may find you're more enthralled and entranced by the wind blowing through the tree, or the crunching of snow under your feet, or, you know, the pitter patter of a dog running through water, or a bird singing. Even your songs that you like, you may really feel the need to have it loud or sing to it. You may put that old favorite playlist that you haven't heard in a while on repeat during your runs. Like, it just, the senses will be alive, and sound is a big part of that, because a lot of messages come through sound, and obviously birds. So don't be surprised if the acoustics of life have a deeper effect on you, even urban noises. Now, Geminis, to the sign of Gemini, they are wild and do have a compulsion to continuously pursue fascinating new interests. These interests usually propagate under a new moon. And the thing about the full moon is now you're realizing things that you possibly started. Either you started too many of them, you have too many interests, you're not interested in some of them anymore, or you are looking to do an assessment and to strategize and to assess how you can make it successful. So multitasking is actually really good in Gemini moon cycles, because they are the twins, so they're able to do numerous things at once. It may be distracted and scattered the energy doing two things, but it's completed in the same way. If one person did 5 things and a Gemini did 5 things at once, and a regular person did 5 things each in singular chunks. So, you know, you can do it, but just don't get off balance. You don't want to be pulled in too many places. So cut something. This isn't time to realize what you need to cut off in the full moon, because you started something. Now it's time to, like, okay, that's more important, focus on that. Family's more important, focus on that. You know, I need to get this done. This is a great time for journaling and writing stories as well. Obviously, the storyteller moon. So then if you are in a relationship or a friendship that you take seriously, now is not a time to put labels on anything. Again, the air is, it's an air sign, and in Gemini, interests. Love them, inquisitive they are. So don't put a label on relationships. Don't propose any marriage. Don't move in with a loved one. Don't open a new business. I wouldn't, or I'm saying don't. I'm saying I recommend during the energy. It's not the most opportune time if you are one of these. Now, if you're completely conjunct with any of these, then it or the polar opposite of any of these, maybe not, it's going to hit you as hard. Like, maybe don't invest all your money in a new hobby. You know, because once this Gemini cycle ends, you may not be as fascinated with the idea as you thought you were when you started. Now, I recommend making lists, even like if it's probably like what I enjoy most, what I don't enjoy most, where I need to spend my time, what I don't, what I need to buy, what I don't, places I want to visit, not to places, you know, it's on my list, but it's not like, yes. You know, this will just help you focus. Also, I already mentioned meditating, but just reconnecting with the earth, because earth will ground you during, you know, this air season. And the way trees prevent the wind from blowing, like literally either trees or hills will prevent tornadoes from happening, because the wind can build over flat plains. But as soon as you have something obstructing it, the wind patterns change. It's like hurricanes over oceans. It's all flat, and you hit a city, and you never know what the wind's going to do. So put those obstructions in your place so you just don't go flying around. And now with Gemini and Mercury, both of those, comes the gift of gab. For those in high vibrational places, making that presentation, like I said earlier, pitching those ideas, telling that person how you feel, this is the time to get it done. Now, for those in low vibrational situations, this may not come out the way you want, or you may not be able to articulate in the sense that you need to. And I would say, again, meditative practices are good for this. And just know where your Mercury sign is. Now, because this time there may be missteps in communication. And for instance, if I, in this video, do not clearly speak the difference between an 8 or instead of an ace, or a knight instead of a 9, or vice versa, I apologize now. It can happen. I've seen it, other readers do it. I've done it myself. So now because full moons, and this is just about the full moons, the emotions are very high during full moons. Usually it's everything boiling up to the top. Anxiousness, like just that, I mean, the tides are higher, the pressure's on. So just since this is related to Gemini and Mercury, try not to reveal those secrets that you've been holding on to. You may just have this urge to just blah, 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 and you let some things go that shouldn't have been said. Try and hold your tongue, write them, like again, storytelling, a good way to distract your energy towards a different outlet that communication represents is writing it down. Or take that friend of yours or that family friend out and just be like, listen, I just need to speak so I don't say something stupid. Please hang out with me. Now, interestingly enough, I do want to get in before this whole thing starts, something serendipitous that happened before the reading. I guess talking about urban sounds. I was on my balcony because there were like 4 fire engines at the apartment complex across the street, and I was watching them, and I had a tarot deck in my hand, actually this tarot deck, and I'm always shuffling them, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna drop, I know I'm gonna drop one as soon as and then like before I even finished that thought, one of them flew out of my hand and fell to my neighbors down below. So I got the card back, thank goodness, and of course, serendipitously enough, the card was the moon in Gemini, which in this deck, or it's the 10 of wind, which represents illusions, and it's all about the time to expand your horizons and putting those feelers out beyond your limited mental perceptions, those illusions that you've created for yourself. And in order to get the card back, I had to go down to my neighbor with a sample card. So I just picked one off the top of the deck. So I'm like, it looks like this. Can you find it, please? Like, it looks like this. Please find it. And that card that I use as an example happened to be Mars in Leo, which is the 7 of fire, and that represents courage. Now, it's the 7 of wands in other decks, or there's other terms that they use. And this one, I mean, everybody knows it's all about creating that protective barrier around you, that energy that you form during meditation to protect you from negative energy. And it's about the courage to face down all those demons that come from like that trust and honesty that you've built inside yourself due to that barrier, because that negativity and that pessimism and that stuff, it just isn't penetrating you anymore, your energy field. So it's very interesting. So I think that's a message for everyone that, okay, this moon in Gemini can create those illusions, and it's time for you to step outside those illusions. You just have to have the courage to do it. And meditative practices and things like that will help you on your journey. The energy, and I had to throw that little serendipitous thing in. I don't know if that's going to happen in every video that I post, but it is something that I wanted to mention here. Now, I have meditated on your cards. I have blabbed long enough, and I will get started. This is Mercury, obviously, so the gift of gab is being manifested through me at this time. I did want to start with some channeled messages that I got for Aries, specifically in this Aries moon. Now, one of the things that came through was this asteroid. Now, this is a specific asteroid. When I was in Namibia, I visited one of the largest asteroids, definitely in Africa, in the southern hemisphere, or it's just in the world. And the interesting thing about this was not, I mean, obviously it's a giant rock of iron ore, huge, but like the perspective, the perspective of it changed. So I was looking at it, and then all of a sudden I felt this urge, I want to stand on it. And when you stood on it and you spoke, there was a frequency. It changed the frequency of my voice, of even my hearing, like the tone in which it came through came at a different decibel level. So it was very interesting. So I obviously think frequency is going to be an issue. We already talked about sound in general, but changing that frequency up, again, adapting. The moon is all about adapting. Also, partnerships are really important. It came through pretty heavily. the Judgment card came through, but this was an image of a dream. Like it's like the artistic style is like that of the Mystic Monday deck, but I was dreaming, and it's a different card than the Judgment card in the deck. It's one that obviously I created myself, but it does represent the Judgment card, and it's like this kind of body. Obviously in the Mystic Monday, it's a dark blue, and it's coming out of a cloud, and it's real geometrical in its sense. So I think the Judgment card is obviously an important time for you guys at this time. So, you know, bringing old things back to life with a new perspective. Like maybe it wasn't supposed to be this way. You just redirect it and it'll come out better. And a jewelry box clasp. I don't know what that's for. If you keep things in there, maybe that's where your secrets are. I'm not sure, but yes, a jewelry box clasp. So yeah, my belief is, obviously I said secrets for a reason, so it's, you keep something private and secret in there. So I will get that now out of the way, so I can move on with the reading. So I was drawn to use the Tarot of the Divine for this reading. I have meditated, like I said earlier, on the cards. I am going to draw 3 piles and let them kind of lead me in the direction that we want to go. Whether it's your past, present, future, challenges, we'll see. Again, thank you for everyone for joining, including the spirit guides. We'll see what messages come through. I'm truly grateful for all the messages that we received today, my sun and star guides. My beautiful Aries, what kind of messages do they need to receive today? Okay, things were hard at first, but now they're clearing up. The energy seems to be flowing as soon as I said that. Well, nerves. Definitely nerves. Okay. Okay, these obviously wanted to come out. Okay, messages from my Aries moons. We're starting off with one card. North, east, south. Let me get this out of the way. That will be our clarifier cards. Southwest. That's west. Wow, the Two of Cups and the Lovers. Figure out where that card goes just a second. Wow, very interesting. Northeast. Cards for my Aries. Cards for my Aries. Thank you very much, Spirit. Truly enjoying this so far. Interesting. Sorry, all of a sudden I'm feeling I need to reshuffle. Something, I've got this like tickle on my back. Like I want to laugh really hard right now. I don't know who that is, but I have this sudden urge to literally just be happy laugh. Like, yeah, it's weird. Okay. And now it's disrupted me. It's so distracting. I think, okay, that's what it is. It's distracting. All right. Let's finish this off. What do we have here for Aries? What do we have for Aries? Bring the energy back down. Bring the energy back down. Maybe someone's laughing at me. Or maybe one of my spirit guides is definitely laughing at me. All right. What do we have for Aries? Let's bring this energy down. Southwest. Let's put the up. Nope, this goes up. Okay. song was tickling the front of my lobe, frontal lobe, but disappeared. All right. What do we have left for my Aries? What do we have left for Aries? Full moon in Gemini. Cold moon reading, spirits, guides, guardians, angels. Man, these first messages came out pretty quick. What do we have left for Aries? Sirens just started. Seems like they want to be really particular about these last messages. I mean, I'm not sure if they want to say anything else. Like, they can't. It's got to be more. There's got to be more to this Aries reading, Spirit. What card are you looking for? Is that the one you needed out to tell the story? Oh, yep. Sorry, wrong place. Oh, something was stuck there. All right, Aries. Last two cards. What do we have for you, Aries? I mean, looking at this so far, I mean, this first one definitely has a theme going for it. Oops. Oh, we want all these. Okay. Let's see. Okay. How would you like to receive these last cards? How would you like to receive these last cards? Yes. Okay, so I've not had to come out. Okay, they're both major arcanas. Okay. Okay. I'm going to start going through these and I'll let you know. First off, the energy underneath the deck that's surrounding it, the Nine of Wands. In this Divine Tarot deck, this was a story about a girl who, you know, like one of those the evil stepmothers, you know, played these horrible tricks and tried to scare this child by sending them out and putting all these demons in. But these demons or these trials, you know, but I mean, she perseveres in the end. If you can see, she has her doll right here. And it protects her. She's not afraid of these things in the end. All it is, right underneath that, the strength. That's why she's not afraid. That's strength. Okay. So the underlying energy is obviously fire energy, which makes sense. This is an Aries reading. So what you need to, your basic, you know, talents. You need to revert, like, you're not afraid of things because you know you can do it. Now, this may be a Leo card, but Aries is a very strong Emperor. I mean, Emperor, Aries energy, Leo strength. However, there's a very softness to this first pile. So, North, first we have off the Six of Wands. Doesn't matter to me if it's in reversed or not. Six of Wands, it's a card of success. You know, victory, achievement, triumph over others, or adversity. Now, it is in reverse, so what I'm seeing is it may be happening quicker than, something may be happening quicker than you were ready for. Like you wanted this. Because you have, this is the Eight of Wands, so I don't miscommunicate. I mean, it's beautiful. I mean, it's bringing messages, some kind of message. Now, with the Lovers, it is either about a choice, or it actually is about lovers. This is the Beauty and the Beast tale, which is not my favorite. Now, it was in reversed. Now, Beauty and the Beast is not my favorite fable. Rapunzel stuff, anything like that. I mean, this fair maiden has to change this aggressive and angry man to make him the love of her life. You know, no woman should have to do that for no person, no man or woman. Forget the gender specificity of this tale. No one should have to put up with someone who's a beast and, oppressive and objective and abusive in order to make them into a better person. But the reason why I think it has to do with love is because this Two of Cups, came out right away. I mean, this is pretty open and shut when it comes to what this card means. Like, honestly, it's love. And it could be self-love. It could be self-love, but in this case, I don't think that it is. Now, you could have an actual Gemini coming in. Is represented here. We have the World, we have the Fool, and we have the Hierophant as well. So those related zodiac signs could also mean something, but Six of Wands mean it's obviously it's going to work. It may be surprising to you. It's not your choice. It's not who you thought it was going to be. Whether you're a man or woman, you might have manifested love without being overtly specific, or you could have been overtly specific about a certain, like, either characteristic or a certain look or a certain, like, abundance, like material level of them. You could have been specific in some kind of thing. So it's not going to be what you expect, but it's going to come out. Now, it says that you're obviously going to go for it. You are very responsive, reciprocal to the message. I want to see where this goes, but this seems pretty honestly clear. About what this pile represents. Now, maybe I have to figure out if this was in the past or if it's right now or if it's coming up. Okay, then here we have Two of Wands, starting off in the north. Beautiful card. I mean, I love, like, the kind of, like, these are looking right at each other of the Two of Cups, and the Two of Wands are looking away from each other. Of course, it's one person with two heads, which is also very fitting for Gemini, one body, kind of two competing factions. Now, the Two of Wands is prepared and ready. I mean, you've got different tools. I mean, you've got your wand on this side, and you've got more like a staff on the other, a royal, symbolism, and the wreaths, the Greek gods and the wreaths. I mean, all these boats in the harbor, and it's like you rule over all of them. One is youth and one is, more, I guess, stoic energy, if you see it. The grapes on the top, which bring forth, truth. It's time to set out. It's like that pauper, the prince and the pauper is coming to my mind. It's like you've got the pauper and then the prince. And you may think of yourself as one or the other, or your end goal may be that you're either become the prince or the pauper, but it's not about material journey. It is about the journey itself. The Three of Coins in reverse, upright, it's all about teamwork. So it's stagnated. Like, I think you have to do this on your own. World in reverse. It's something that's probably being forced on. Like, this is, like, obviously new cycle beginning, new start. I mean, look at this cherished relationship, like happiness in reverse. Like I said, this is, to me, you have to do this on your own. This isn't about, like, finding this happy ending in a sense. whatever this journey is, it has to be done on your own. They have the gourds down here, these beautiful flowers in the night sky. I now have to figure out what kind of journey it is, because this isn't related to this love journey. This is something completely different. But it's going to help you become more of who you were or who you want to be. Sorry, yeah, the world in reverse. In order for you to end this cycle, is something you can't rely on others for, whether it's people who financially are supporting you, because in this card, it's obviously about finance. So materially, like you either have to move out of that house, you have to divorce that person, I guess is what's coming to mind, or maybe not divorce them, but have that conversation where you don't want to stay at home anymore. And this is a good time for that conversation, which is why, I mean, like I said, this is Mercury, this is Gemini. You just have to be high vibrational. The Queen of Swords she cuts away the nonsense. She stands stoically in her image and her knowledge of who she is and what she wants. And she tells you clearly and concisely what that is. So again, this is that time, like if you want to step out on your own and not feel as stifled in a situation that you're in, so you can become either or, the prince or the pauper. It's to finish up this stage in your life. Now you may be at that age where you actually are going through those cycles. I think they happen every 19 years. So it's the next step in your cycle, and that's maybe where you find love. That's maybe it's the unexpected. It's just an unexpected thing. Like you weren't looking for it. You're still not looking for it. Obviously, this is coming in like a hurricane, like a blazing fire. And this could be, I mean, look at this. It's snow on the ground. This is the season for snow. It's blazing in with this hot, burning fires to melt everything in the forest. And this Queen of Swords, I mean, goodness gracious. Like, gorgeous. Gorgeous. Clarity. So there's a situation that you need to break from, so you become way more independent and decide your path. You finished a degree, you maybe finished a certification. Like I said, this isn't the great time to start your own business, to venture out in that concept, or at this time. But I would definitely, if you were thinking of starting a business with someone, partnership wise, because partnership came up as the messages, double think it. This may not be the right person to go into business with. Like partnerships is important, but is what I got, but it didn't mean that these were positive partnerships. Like with Gemini, you may have been like, oh my gosh, we have so much in common. Maybe that's what will be successful. That's why we'll be successful. But really there's something else there that it's just not going to be compatible. And then here on our right, we have last pile in the north, we have the King of Coins, which makes sense. Speaking about that, you will become, independent. You will become self-sufficient. You will be rooted. You are creating that tree, this long-living, everlasting turtle, is so stable that it can grow a tree on its back. It even looks like a Christmas tree, and that full moon in the background. I mean, yes. Page of Cups in reverse. In this new love, it may be dying out at some point in time, and maybe not. It may be you're rejecting it. You may not want what it is, or there's a too much of an immaturity either from you around it or from the person around it. But it has potential. I mean, it has potential. Absolutely. The Lovers, Two of Cups, Six of Wands has potential. Now, the Fool and the Hierophant, because you're starting something new. Like this is a cycle ending. It's time to start something new. So this is a subtext. This is a subtext. This is the important stuff. The what is happening and the how to achieve it. So, how to achieve it? This knowing, this starting off on your own, this fool, taking a leap and a faith, creating that stability. This is what you have to do. This is how you have to do it. Now, the Hierophant. This has been like that long, kind of like related to this. You know what you have to do. You have the knowledge. You have the intuition, especially during this moon phase. Something is pulling at you. You have the skills. You have the opportunity. It's time to connect to the earth. It's time to connect to the universe. It's time to believe in yourself. See if there's any other message. I mean, this white buffalo woman, she's just amazing. She's so strong. The messages actually may come to you when you're out in nature. Don't dismiss them. Don't dismiss those little like daydreams that you have when you're walking around and listening to things during this time of the year. Oh my gosh, I didn't even notice this. Queen of Coins, King of Coins. Divine partnership and abundantly divine. I mean, she's the master of the forest. This Page of Cups. Oh, this is a story about he found his first love and it got taken away from him. And I believe it turned into the rabbit, and there was a string, like a universal string, attaching them. I think this is, I'm going to read this, actually, from the book, because I want you to get the right story, because for some reason this is there. It's odd that it's kind of creating a, oh, sorry, you can't see it. Okay, it's creating an imbalance to the reading. It's Filipino mythology, that's it. He is connected to his emotions and expresses himself wholly with youthful purity. In this card, one of the 7 young moon siblings plays with Tuer Shen, the Chinese god of same-sex relationships, who ties the red thread of fate that connects lovers. So in the reverse, it could mean the bad news, jealousy, obsession, childhood problems, and immaturity, which is why I'm getting a distracted energy from these. I mean, this is all about creating abundance for yourself, and it's the how you have to do it and the what. I mean, this Fool and this Hierophant, knowing that, and then this Page of Cups, and even the 9 of Wands, like the hardship that is going to come, but the strength that can go through it. This Page of Cups, there might be a distraction, a love distraction, maybe, because this is all about love and emotion. It may not be as healthy as you think it is. And you were right to question it, like the Lovers in reverse, the 6 of Wands in reverse, but the 2 of Cups upright. This individual's feelings may be more attached to you, or you actually, and I hate to say this may be for some of you, not all of you, you are the one that might be having the obsessive behavior. You are Aries. You are direct and that fire leadership kind of thing, you want what's yours, you know, so you may be showing possessions. Like that's the thing. You've got your life like ready to like go here with this King and Queen of Coins, I mean. Like being this Queen of Swords, taking that initiative, starting this new step, knowing what you got, what you need to do. And then this personal part of the life just comes in to like distract you. So this is what you have to overcome. This is what you have to overcome. Should have come out somewhere over here, I feel. Because all this is about how and what you want to create, and this is what you have to overcome. I'm just going to get an oracle deck regarding the overcoming message. Some advice on how to overcome this. Advice on how to overcome the distracting energy. Because this is Gemini season. Is all the distracting, like I said, all those doing too much at once and the distractions, you can get pulled in different directions. And this looks like definitely something that is going to be taking up your time. So how to overcome what you have to overcome. Please, spirits, give me a message in Aries' best interest of how to overcome this obstacle. The obstacle for the Aries moon. Full moon reading from Gemini. Answer the call. My crying out loud, like literally, like all this right here. Focus on this. I just sounded so aggressive when I hit the table. I'm so sorry. I apologize. What is your soul calling you to do? Because your soul is not calling you to follow this love interest. It is not. So if you're the one getting jealous, raise your vibrations. Look at this, meditating. Again, I said earlier, enjoying the sounds of nature. This person is sitting there in a just serene environment in context, that water just rustling through it. And this is what you have to do. Ground yourself in nature. This King and Queen energy. King and Queen energy. This is beautiful. It's beautiful. Okay, I'm going to keep this up. I haven't gotten any messages in the scry here, but beautiful message. Beautiful. I'm excited for whatever project you're starting. This seems like a whole new beginning to end a cycle. I'm really excited. Okay, so thank you, the Aries moons. Now, I am going to offer clarification further on the entirety of this reading for your sun sign. So I'm going to draw a card for each one of the sun signs. So if you are an Aries moon with an Aries sun, you would be the first one, or an Aries moon with a Cancer sun. I will be drawing cards for those presently. Now, you can directly fast forward. I will have the chapters up to that section now, or you can watch me shuffle. I will also keep the overall energy of the Strength and the Nine of Wands there. I think that's some really beautiful energy coming for you. Now, the reason I use this, for those of you who stuck around to listen to a little bit of my speech, this clarification deck I'm using is a special deck because each one of them represents an actual individual who lived, and they have a story about them. So it's not just the meaning of the card or what its typical interpretation would be. It is the story of the individuals on that card. Okay, Aries, right off the bat. Oh, Cancer. Oh, I mean, Taurus. Oh, goodness. Okay, so, hi, this is turned upright. Aries, Three of Wands. Taurus, Five of Cups, and the Sun reversed. Still, even if it's reversed, it's a good card in my opinion. All right. Next, we have Strength in reverse. Crazy. Two Leo. So, this is Gemini. Strength in reverse. Next up, Cancer. What do we have for Cancer? my guides, guardians, angels, all the spirits, yours and mine. Please guide all my lovely watchers, Aries moons, for their higher good. I love these moments when nothing comes out. There's nothing like void camera time. Page of Cups. All right, next would be Leo. We're going on to the second set, the fixed signs. Fixed sign time. Okay, that will be Leo. Ooh, Carrie A Nation. She crazy. She crazy. Next, Virgo. Virgo, Virgo, Virgo. This one. Buddha Shawari. Virgo. Next, Libra. Libra, Libra. Libra, Nine of Pentacles. Oh, very interesting deck. Okay, sorry. That's all right. Where was I? That was Libra, right? That means Scorpio. Scorpio, 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 Scorpio. What do we have for you? What do we have for Scorpio? A bunch of cards just dropped together. Scorpio, there we are. Lozen. Next, we have Sagittarius. No. Is it Scorpio or Sagittarius time? This was Virgo. Air. Scorpio. Yeah. It is Saggy time. Sagittarius. My Sagittarius. My Aries moon with Sag rising. I mean Sag sun. Ugh, communication, Mercury. It's getting to me. Aries moon, Sag sun. Oh, that Two of Cups was obviously for you. That's for sure. Two of Cups was obviously for you. All right, where am I? Capricorn, Capricorn. What do we have for our devils in the house? Oh, no way. Yes, okay. Wow. Well, something's good for you guys. I don't know what that is, but wow. Okay, I was distracting, Capricorn. Next, we already did Libra, right? Where's my Aquarius? Is it Aquarius season already there, huh? My Aquarii. What is up with you doubles? Jeez. Oh, glad it's been the end of Queen of Wands. Ooh, I like that just because they're two black women together. Two black women who had, I mean, obviously adversity isn't, it's like, duh, if I say that. Lastly, what do I have here? Pisces. Our Pisces. Aries moon with a Pisces sun. What do we have for an Aries moon and a Pisces sun? Spirit, please guide them for their highest good and guide me in delivering the messages for their highest good. Ace of Cups. Well, that's not the highest good. I don't know what else is. Okay, I love this answer the call card. Ooh, I just got a tickle in my throat. So somebody, yeah. Okay, if you are joining back with me now at Aries, I'm starting with Aries. So Aries moon with an Aries sun, you have the Three of Wands. Now, I always recommend looking up the women that we've written here. This is Henrietta Dalil. Now, kind of a bit of the story about her. Now, obviously, the Three of Wands is about, you know, going out on your journey, actually taking that step to like, yes, that's how I see it. Like she left, and in her case, she left behind this aristocratic lifestyle, living in a big house, because she had a mission. She had a mission, she had to go on, and she had to do. So again, this is just reinforcing what we said earlier with that, the obstruction with this, answer the call. I mean, answer the call, baby. Aries with an Aries moon with an Aries sun. And this is all fire. And of course it's fire energy. You got that going. So, I mean, these are just simple clarifiers. Yours couldn't be more clear. Thank you again for watching. If you want to stay to the end, there'll be a nice kind of like recharging of your energy moment where you can close up that barrier like we talked about earlier, that Seven of Wands, creating that barriers, because you've opened it up to participate with me today. So there'll be just a short kind of like video, just relax and close it back up and protect yourself if you want to fast forward to that. Next, Aries, Taurus. So we have the Five of Cups and the Sun in reverse. Okay, looks like you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel at this time. I mean, how to get over your obstacle. I mean, since Tauruses are just so grounded, I mean, an emotional Taurus, like it's an earth sign, and you know, water just creates mud out of earth, you know, it just gets all muddled. I mean, the sun can't even be upright with you, you know, I mean, you just can't let the sun shine. You got to focus on all this. So getting over your obstacle is a simple thing, is paying attention to what's in the periphery. Now this goes back to what I said at the beginning as well about the the Gemini moon. It is changing your perspective. Literally, you're like plastered in this position, like kind of like, you know, with that stick glue sticks. And all you have to do is notice that something, anyone, but either or in this situation, take a left, take a right, whatever. Just don't focus on all this nonsense here. Because then you can turn your sun upside down. You can make music. You can make that music. I mean, so in your case, it's, I believe this is either Belgian, Heloise de Argenteuil. I'm going to put up, I would look her up. I don't know her story by heart. It is not focusing. If I could get, yeah, there we go. That is her name. I probably butchered it. Look her up, connect to her a little, see if your story resonates with her. I don't remember it off the top of my head. There's so many to deal with. And Gemini. So this is your moon, but this is an Aries moon with a Gemini sun. So yours is the Strength in reverse. Now, Kate Sanduina, the reason, I mean, she's considered Strength. This is her husband that she's holding up. Yeah, right there. They were part of, you know, a circus act. Hello, focus. They were part of a circus act, and they were obviously mocked and ridiculed because he was small and she was big, and she was strong and he was small. It's about being comfortable in your own skin. You know, like, you don't have to hide. You don't have to hide behind this grass or anything like that. Just be that. And what I see for you, the obstacle right now is you're hiding. You're hiding from what needs to be done. So to overcome the obstacle that we were talking about, in this sense, you know, you look like you can create something great with that material world of yours. It's just that obstacle was that love, that jealousy, that negative, that low vibrational relationship energy, in this case, even in this case, like the way she's holding it upside down, just drop them. Not gender specific, just drop them. Okay, that was Gemini. That means this is Cancer. So if you are an Aries moon, Cancer sun, this is your card. It's a Page of Cups. And again, we had the Page of Cups in the reading. So obviously that card was specifically for you. It was in reverse. Now it is in the upright. Dorothea Dix. Very interesting. I remember being very intrigued by the snake in this when I looked it up. It looks venomous, but I believe it is a non-venomous snake. Now, I would recommend looking up Dorothea Dix. I don't remember specifically her tale. I can't remember the tales of all the women here. I definitely have learned some of them, and I will do better in the future to continually repeat and learn all of them. But the Page of Cups is obviously, she was driven to create something that I believe helped cure people or helped nurture people. So the way to get over this obstacle for you specifically is turning that page that we had in the reading right side up. So it was in reverse. You need to turn it the right way. So in that sense, it's not being jealous, not having that negative energy, because then that relationship actually is no longer an obstacle. Like most of these people have to just drop it and give it up. You have the opportunity to, whatever that is, to actually turn it into a relationship, to be that Two of Cups. And I mean, this Page of Cups, it is a love offering. It is this beautiful Ace of Cups right here. So either you or the other person, this is, again, Gemini is the moon of communication. This is the time to talk about that situation. Whatever it is that's making either one of you go through that low vibrational kind of frequency of jealousy and mistrust and possessiveness, talk about it. Be open about it. Find a way to communicate about it in a space or through a common, hobby or something like that. Find a safe space where you can talk about it, because it can be worth saving. Okay, Leos, I'm on to you to get through your obstacle. Now, this woman, carry a nation. This is the Five of Swords. She is crazy. This woman's story is crazy. She would literally go with these hatchets. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, she has a hatchet over her shoulder. Those are all those other things were swords, but she has a hatchet right there. She was an activist, and she would show up at town halls with this hatchet to what she thought she was trying to free people, but really she was just oppressing people. So, I mean, this Five of Swords is, I hope, unfortunately, the message I'm getting for Aries moons, Leo rising, is to get that beautiful King and Queen of Pentacles is really, because Aries and Leo, I mean, if the Aries and the Leo, both of those are very fire sign, and Leos are all about passion and showing love and compassion, and Aries, it's, that drive, that leadership, that kind of bond building partnership. With her, this Five of Swords, I would say, this is so, be willing to go to war for what it is that you want. Be willing to be that crazy, to, take the steps necessary, even though your heart, that's the thing, your heart will be telling you, oh, that's so not part of my personality. I so cannot do that to someone. You may have to. Like, especially if there's somebody toxic around you. This is like straight up taking a hatchet to it, to get over that obstacle in that case. Like, that's the other thing about Leos and Aries. I mean, I know you can walk away from things pretty easily. There's a lot. I mean, I would say Cancer, very similar, and Virgo also. But this requires action, and your words may hurt. You may have to be mean. You may have to be mean. That's one. I'm kidding. Off of that. Okay, that left a sting. Moving on to Virgo. Keeper of Swords. Keeper of Swords. Yes. So this is going to be your King of Swords. So we had the Queen of Swords earlier in the how, like you had the what you had to do, how you had to do, but the obstacle, we're talking about the obstacle, which was love. Keeper of the Swords, to get over your obstacle. I mean, this is just such a calm and like decisive card. It's a powerful card. Not in the sense of strength powerful, not like this kind of what people, this outgoing strength. This is like an internal strength, a knowing, a resolve. I think you have to resolve yourself to what you have to do to make yourself, to get over your obstacle, to get past that obstacle. I mean, these butterflies, I would look, I forgot, Huda Sha'arawi. Huda Sha'arawi. There we go. Look her up. I do forget her story. I'm not sure if it was, and I don't want to butcher it. I'm not even going to say, and now there's two I for sure don't know that I have to go and check. So Virgo, yours is very clear. It's very beautiful, very, strong. I mean, that amethyst right there, it's all about healing power. She's obviously a writer. So again, I'm writing a sternly worded letter about either what you have to do to, like those lists I was talking about earlier, like either what you have to do to overcome your obstacle, like how, these are things that I could do or I'm willing to do, or just writing a Dear John letter, or writing a I love you letter, or writing a letter to yourself, burning it and sending it into the air. Like the swords, it's, it is an air element. And these butterflies, they transmit messages and they morph, they were a caterpillar, now they fly. So the evolution and the transformation of the process of connecting with one's thoughts, I think that's what's most important, not pushing them to the side, because it's all about healing. There's something that needs to be healed here, whether it's yours or the other person's. Virgo, we've got fire, earth, water, right? And then air. No. We have air first. Libra, the 9 of Pentacles. To overcome your obstacle is literally saying focus on your work. Don't even think about it. Khadija, I hope it focuses a little better. Now, for those of you who do not know who she is, very interesting fact. First off, backstory, she was a rich merchant's daughter, and she took over his trading business in Mecca, where she identified a young man, and she fell in love with him when he was coming to transport some of the goods for one of the companies she was working with. This man's name was Muhammad. Eventually, he would be known as father of Islam. So she married, oh my gosh, why am I forgetting his name? The Islam faith believes, yes, in Muhammad. She is his wife. She was his wife, and they used to do a lot of charity work for the communities. Like she kind of like gave up her business in older age, and they started working with poverty-stricken youth. And that's how, she was the wife of the guy who led the Islamic faith. Very interesting enough. So for you, I mean, besides the backstory, focus on the material things, Libra. Libra, it's time to just focus on all that was happening over here, because it'll be great success. You're obviously the one that's going to get the most success out of that endeavor. Like Nine of Pentacles, booyah. Beautiful. Scorpio. Lozin, the Seven of Wands in reverse. So I think this one is also clear. I mean, the fact that it's just the repetition of signs as it goes through. Seven of Wands, you need to strengthen your barrier. There's emotional pressure that's being put on you by this obstacle and this situation that is around love and whether you can do it or not. And you need to reinforce that barrier around you. You don't feel like you can do it. You don't feel like you can accomplish these things. You need to center yourself. You need to meditate, and you need to strengthen that barrier around you. Because Lozin was a warrior. I recommend looking person up and just seeing a little story about that. Just some tragic, but a warrior none the same. That was my Scorpio. That means I am back to my Sagittarius. Oh, lovely. My Saggies. The Two of Cups. Very similar to this person that got the Page of Cups, or the people who got the Page of Cups. Because you did have obviously the Two of Cups was in the reading, so this is directly ties to the obstacle. It may not be an obstacle for you. I believe that you guys are the ones that actually have a positive, like that Page of Cups, that is this one, turned upright. In reverse, it was reversed for everybody else. It wasn't for you. You, in a happy relationship, there's nothing you have to do about your obstacle. The obstacle doesn't apply to you. Love is love. I mean, these two women, we are Lady Eleanor Butler and Sarah Ponsonby. They never officially married, but they lived together outside of London in the UK. And they moved in together, and everybody knew they were living together for the longest time. They were just, I think they were teachers at one point in time, and they met, and they fell in love, and they lived together, you know, regardless of what society, like I said earlier, the societal constructs that cause certain things to happen. So the moon is about emotionally allowing things to happen. Just be in love. Just be in love. Okay, that's Sagittarius. Next we have Capricorn, our devil, yeah. To get over the obstacle, my God, I mean, what obstacle? Ace of Wands, 10 of Cups. Obstacle is just like, you happy, you passionate, you just going to be happy and passionate. You know, start that something new that you love, and emotionally love yourself. Like, connect to yourself, like that new goal, whatever that is here. I mean, just be more passionate about it. Pearl Primus. Oh, yeah. Oh, she invented one of the first dance schools. And she, not invented, but she propagated and she promoted this new kind of style of dancing. It was a kind of African dancing that was based on West Africa. So she connected back to her West African roots. And she created this whole school around it. Wangari Muthamatai, one of my favorite. She was the first, I guess, the way that, Silent Spring was a big, for Rachel Carson, was like a big thing in the Western world, and the first environmentalist. She is from Kenya, and she was the first environmentalist in Kenya, and the first doctorate to hold a degree in it. And she started this entire environmental movement, and she created a political party around it as well. I mean, she just created fortune for herself. And I mean, it may not have been obviously physical abundance. It's not the 10 of coins, it's the 10 of cups, but she's emotionally fulfilling. And this one, I mean, passionate, fire, dance. So, I mean, love and dance. I mean, I don't know what obstacle there is for you. I think this is just a separate message that whatever it is, flags are waving, man. You are growing things. You are loving things. Just be you, Aries moon, Capricorn sun. Okay. I'm up to my last two. Next, we have our Aquarius. So we have Josephine Baker. I love that. And Gladys Bentley. Gladys Bentley was in the reverse. So the Four of Cups. Yes, now Josephine Baker, it said that she was also a spy, but she had to leave the United States. She moved to Paris and to become a singer. And she would walk around Paris with this leopard. Now, Gladys Bentley, also famous, these are both, you know, famous Black Americans in history, like famous women. Gladys Bentley, she was one of the first, I said non-binary performers. I mean, she would dress, or they would dress in, you know, male-dominated clothes, and she would perform in a kind of cabaret, and she played piano, or they played piano. Sorry, apologies. I'm going to get it right. They would play piano and sing, and became extremely popular for it when she was living in New York. And it would be a persona that she would, you know, exemplify. And then during the kind of like, there was this, you know, the FBI went on the rampage against people like her. So when she moved her act to California, she had to take on a different personification because she couldn't vocally or live the, you know, the way that they wanted to live. Like they couldn't dress in the kind of clothes they wanted to dress anymore, or perform the kind of music they wanted to perform anymore. And so they went to being a very like predominant figure in the movement, to being exercised by society itself. And what, like, they were one of the rich people. They had you know, servants in their house, you know, taking care of them, and money. And then they became poorer, and they had to leave these things behind. Gladys Baker almost and couldn't be successful in her own country. Of course, it says she was also possibly a spy during World War II. So I am, the stories of them may be relevant for you. This is why I always tell the stories. So this is the story for Aquarius, to getting over the obstacle. You know, it's whatever road you have to travel. Don't, like, she lived in her, the Queen of Wands, she lived in her identity. Unfortunately, they gave up, Gladys gave up on that identity in which she was for her own safety, and that's why it was upside down. So I would say it's best to live in your own identity. Be that Queen of Swords. Know what you want, how you want to say it, where you want to go. You had the what, the how, the obstacle is that kind of romantic love. And in this case, it is like, I see it more about yourself. You need to accept yourself for who you are, what you like in life, who you like in life, what you want to do, who you want to be with. You know, do you want kids? Do you not want kids? That obstacle is finally just standing in your true identity. These are two lovely women, or they are lovely people. Lastly, Pisces, Ace of Cups. This is very similar, I would say, to the Page of Cups message and the Two of Cups message. This was Sagittarius, and this was, oh my gosh, what is the water? Cancer. Obviously, the obstacle is not an obstacle for you. There is no actual like jealousy or anything like that, or possessiveness. There's no negative kind of attributes, low vibrational attributes that come from relationships. It seems that it is a very positive opportunity for you, not only to create love in your life, but to create abundance. The abundance was there, the how and the what, and this was a possible obstacle, but for you, it wasn't an obstacle. This didn't apply to you. This is an Ace of Cups. This person really is the Lover's upright. It really is the Two of Cups. It is the Ace of Cups. It is the Page of Cups upright. Just the Two of Cups. So the individual in this is Audrey Munson. Oh, I would look up the story. This is kind of sad. Like, she was idolized for her looks, and people would buy her gift, and men would take advantage of her, and she never got to create her own identity. Kind of a sad Ace of Cups, but Ace of Cups is the Ace of Cups. So now that I finished your message, I gave you an oracle card. I thank everyone for joining today. This is a full moon reading for the cold moon. It is a Gemini full moon. This reading was for Aries and the accompanying sun signs. At the end of this video, you will find a little bit of an energy rejuvenator. You opened up your energy to me, and now it's time for you to close it up. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Love and light. And I hope to see you again. If you enjoyed this reading or care to see readings like this, please comment, subscribe, or like. I truly appreciate it. Now take a deep breath in, deep, pure, clear, purifying energy. Pure white light. Now just calm yourself and focus in on the sounds.